Welcome to Echoes of the Past, where history isn't just old, it's oddly fascinating.
From forgotten facts to bizarre backstories, we dig into the dusty corners of time
So
so
you
you
don't
don't
have
have
to.
to.
I'm Jody Lynn, your amateur historian and full time trivia hoarder.
And I'm Ephraim here for the facts and the fun.
So let's rewind the clock and press play on the past. There was a time when war announced itself. Sirens wailed, borders burned, and the world knew when a conflict had begun. Today, war doesn't knock, it logs in. It moves silently through fiber optic cables and server rooms, embedding itself into systems we trust without ever showing its face. No explosions, no smoke, just disruption, confusion, and the slow realization that something vital is no longer under your control. Cyber warfare is the first kind of conflict where most of the damage happens before anyone realizes they're under attack. It doesn't just target nations, it targets confidence, trust, and perception. Power grids flicker, data leaks, narratives fracture, and by the time the dust should settle, there's no clear enemy to point to. Just a lingering question: was this an accident or an act of war?
Before we talk about hackers taking down power grids or nations waging war without firing a single bullet, we need to clear something up. Not every cyber attack is cyber warfare. Cyber warfare is best defined as state sponsored or state directed cyber operations intended to disrupt, damage, spy on, or destabilize another nation. The key words there are state sponsored and strategic impact. This isn't some teenager in a basement cracking a password for fun. This is digital combat with political, economic, or military goals behind it. Cyber warfare can include attacks on critical infrastructure like power grids, treatment plants, and transportation systems and hospitals. Cyber espionage targeting government agencies or military secrets. Large scale disinformation campaigns meant to manipulate public opinion or destabilize governments. Sabotage or financial systems, communication networks, or defense capabilities. What makes it warfare is intent and scale. When a nation uses digital tools the same way it would use bombs, spies, or sanctions, that's cyber warfare.
On the flip side, a lot of things get mistaken for cyber warfare, and while they're serious, they don't quite qualify. Cyber warfare is not regular hacking or cybercrime for profit, identity theft, credit card fraud, or ransomware carried out by independent criminal groups. Hacktivision, where groups hack systems for ideological or political protest without state backing, and corporate data breaches caused by negligence or poor security. Those fall under cybercrime or cyber activism, not warfare. The difference matters because cyber warfare can trigger international retaliation, sanctions, or even physical military responses. A stolen credit card number is a crime. Shutting down a country's power grid during winter, that's an act of war.
Cyber warfare has become one of the most dangerous forms of conflict because it's cheap, deniable, and devastating. Unlike traditional warfare, you don't need tanks, jets, or armies. Attacks can be launched remotely, anonymously, and instantly, and attribution is incredibly difficult. Nations can deny involvement even when the damage is obvious. Modern societies are built on interconnected digital systems, power banking, healthcare, food, supply chains, transportation, electronics, all of it runs on code. That means cyber warfare doesn't just target soldiers or bases, it targets civilians by default. Or perhaps the most unsettling part, cyber warfare is already happening every single day. There's no formal declaration, no clear start or end, just constant probing, spying, sabotage, and psychological operations happening quietly in the background of everyday life. This isn't the future of warfare, it's the present, and most people don't even realize they're already living in it.
Cyber warfare didn't start with hackers in hoodies or shadowy foreign governments meddling in elections. Its roots actually trace back to the Cold War, when computers were massive, slow, and mostly belonged to governments and universities. Long before cyber attacks were weapons, they were experiments and sometimes warnings. In the late 1960s and early 1970s, the United States began developing ARPANET, the precursor to the modern Internet. It was designed to allow military and academic institutions to communicate even if parts of the network were destroyed by a nuclear attack. Ironically, the very system meant to survive war would eventually become a battlefield itself. Around this time, researchers began an uncomfortable question. If computers can control communications, weapons, and infrastructure, what happens if someone interferes with them? This sparked early cybersecurity research, mostly focused on defense, access control, and preventing unauthorized use. But as with all military technology, defense quickly led to offense.
The United States was the first country to seriously explore cyber capabilities, primarily through the Department of Defense, DARPA, the Defense Advancement Research Projects Agency, and the NSA. Initially, the goal wasn't sabotage, it was espionage and survivability. How could data be protected? How could enemy communications be intercepted? And eventually, could digital systems be disrupted without firing a shot? At the same time, the Soviet Union was conducting parallel research. Though much of it was less centralized and more focused on intelligence gathering than network disruption. By the 1980s, both superpowers understood that computers were no longer just tools, they were targets.
One of the earliest moments that scared governments came in 1982, when a covert cyber operation reportedly targeted the Soviet Union. According to later accounts, the U.S. intelligence allegedly allowed sabotaged software to be stolen by the Soviets. That software was then used to control a Siberian gas pipeline, and when it failed, it caused a massive explosion visible from space. While details remain classified and debated, this incident is often cited as the first known cyber sabotage operation. No bombs, no missiles, just code. Whether fully confirmed or not, the message was clear. Software could cause physical destruction.
Fast forward to 1988, when a graduate student named Robert Tappan Morris accidentally unleashed the Morris worm onto ARPANET. ARPANET. While not an active war, it was the first time a self-propagating program caused widespread disruption across a national network. The U.S. government panicked, not because it was malicious, but because it revealed how fragile and interconnected digital systems had become. This directly led to the creation of the first Computer Emergency Response Team, CERTs, formal cybersecurity doctrines, military discussions about cyber conflict as a future battlefield. This wasn't warfare yet, but the groundwork was laid.
By the early 1990s, several nations were actively researching cyber capabilities. The United States was making defensive security, intelligence, and later offensive cyber doctrine. The Soviet Union and Russia was espionage, information warfare, and psychological operations. China was long-term cyber espionage and intellectual property acquisition. Israel was highly advanced cyber defense and intelligence research. And the United Kingdom was making signals, intelligence, and cyber defense coordination. These countries recognized early that cyber operations could be cheaper than traditional warfare, harder to trace, and politically deniable, which made them incredibly attractive.
While earlier incidents hinted at cyber conflict, the moment cyber warfare officially stepped onto the world stage came in the early 2000s, when cyber attacks were no longer experimental or accidental, but intentional, coordinated, and political. From that point on, cyber warfare stopped being a theoretical risk and became a recognized weapon of state power, one that continues to evolve faster than laws, treaties, or public awareness can keep up with. And that's when things started getting loud.
For years, cyber incidents lived in a gray zone. Probably a hacker, maybe a glitch, hard to prove. That illusion died in the mid to late 2000s when cyber attacks became coordinated, political, and nation scale. In April 2007 in Estonia, a small but highly digitized country, it was hit with a massive distributed denial of service attacks, or DDoS. Government websites, banks, media outlets, emergency services, and financial systems were all knocked offline. This wasn't random. The attacks coincided with political tensions between Estonia and Russia. The targets were strategic and nationwide, and the scale was unprecedented. For weeks, Estonia was effectively digitally paralyzed. No bombs fell, no troops crossed borders, but a country was attacked. This is widely considered the first undeniable cyber warfare incident, and it terrified NATO. In fact, it scared them so badly that NATO later established the Cooperative Cyber Defense Center of Excellence in Tallinn, Estonia. Cyber war was no longer hypothetical.
Just 1 year later, during Russia's military invasion of Georgia, cyber attacks were launched in parallel with conventional warfare. Government sites were defaced, communications were disrupted, media outlets were silenced. This was a turning point. Cyber warfare wasn't replacing traditional war, it was supporting and amplifying it. This established a model still used today. Cyber attacks soften the target before physical force arrives.
If Estonia proved that cyber warfare was real, Stuxnet proved it could be devastating. Discovered in 2010, Stuxnet was a highly sophisticated worm designed to target Iran's nuclear enrichment program. It specifically attacked Siemens' industrial control systems, causing centrifuges to physically destroy themselves while reporting normal operations to engineers. Let that sink in. It crossed air-gapped networks. It caused real-world physical destruction. It was precise, stealthy, and surgical. This was no longer hacking. This was a weapon. Stuxnet is widely attributed to a joint effort between the United States and Israel, marking the first publicly known case of a cyber attack used as a strategic military strike. From this moment on, cyber warfare officially entered the same category as missiles and covert ops.
Early cyber warfare from the 90s to the 2010s. Early cyber warfare operations focused on espionage, intelligence gathering, website defacement, DDoS attacks, and disruption rather than destruction. Its characteristics include loud and obvious, limited precision, often easier to trace, and focused on visibility and shock value. The goal was usually disruption, embarrassment, or surveillance, not long-term control.
Modern cyber warfare is quieter, smarter, and far more dangerous from the 2010s to present. It now includes supply chain attacks, zero-day exploits, AI-assisted intrusion and automation, long-term system infiltration, psychological, and information warfare. These characteristics are stealthy and persistent, designed to live inside systems for months or years. It targets infrastructure, elections, healthcare, and finance, and often blends cyber attacks with misinformation campaigns. Modern cyber warfare isn't about flipping the lights off for a day, it's about owning the switch forever.
The big names behind cyber warfare. Several countries have become synonymous with cyber warfare doctrine and execution. The United States, advanced offensive cyber capabilities, cyber command integration, precision cyber weapons. Russia, information warfare, electronic interference, and hybrid warfare strategies. China, massive cyber espionage operations, intellectual property theft, the long-term infiltration. Israel's precision cyber weapons, intelligence-driven cyber operations. Iran, retaliatory cyber attacks, infrastructure targeting, regional cyber influence. And North Korea, financial cyber warfare, cryptocurrency theft, and ransomware campaigns. Each nation approaches cyber warfare differently, but all see it as essential to modern power.
Behind the scenes, cyber warfare has been shaped by DARPA, which is Early Research into Networking, Security, and Cyber Resilience, the NSA, with Signals, Intelligence, and Cyber Operations, U.S. Cyber Command, with formal military cyber doctrine, Unit 8200 out of Israel, one of the most advanced cyber intelligence units in the world. On the technology side, you've got Siemens PLC systems, or Stuxnet's target, which changed how industrial systems are secured. The zero-day exploit brokers reshaped cyber weapon development, and cybersecurity firms now act as frontline intelligence sources.
Cyber warfare has evolved from digital vandalism into strategic domination. Today, nations don't ask if they'll be attacked, they ask when, how quietly, and whether they'll even notice. And the scariest part, most cyber wars happen without the public ever realizing they've already begun.
Cyber weapons aren't just hacking tools. They're purpose-built methods designed to disrupt systems and steal information or manipulate behavior, and almost every single one has a psychological component backed in. Let's talk about the first one, which is malware and worms. Malware includes viruses, worms, and trojans designed to infiltrate systems, spread silently, and cause damage or collect data. This is used for system sabotage, espionage, and long-term access. The psychological impact of this is that malware creates uncertainty. You don't know what's infected, what data is compromised, or whether the problem is fixed. That doubt alone erodes trust in systems and in leadership.
Ransomware encrypts data and demands payment, often threatening to leak sensitive information if demands aren't met. It's mostly used for economic damage, infrastructure disruption, and coercion. The psychological impact, this weapon thrives on panic and urgency. Victims are pressured into making fast, emotional decisions. On a national level, ransomware attacks against hospitals, utilities, or governments generate fear and public outrage. The message is simple: we control your systems and your timeline.
The next is the DDoS attacks, which overwhelm systems with traffic until they collapse. This is used for silencing communication, disrupting elections or protests, and demonstrating power. The impact here is that DDoS attacks are loud and visible. They don't just break websites, they send a message. We can shut you up whenever we want. This directly undermines public confidence in digital infrastructure.
Zero days exploits vulnerabilities unknown to developers and defenders. It's used for deep system infiltration, strategic intelligence gathering, and precision cyber strikes. Psychological impact: 0 days are terrifying because there is no defense yet. Once revealed, they shatter the illusion of safety and force governments and companies into constant paranoia.
Next are supply chain attacks. These attacks compromise trusted software or vendors to spread malicious code. This is used for mass infiltration, long-term espionage, and undermining trust at a scale. This impact is that supply chain attacks destroy trust in the things we rely on to keep us safe. When updates become threats, confidence collapses across entire industries.
Sensitive data is stolen and selectively released. This is data leaks and strategic doxing. It's used for blackmail, political destabilization, and reputation destruction. The slow drip of leaked data is psychological torture. It keeps the public and leadership in a state of constant anticipation and the fear of what comes next.
Now, cyber warfare and psyops don't just work together, they amplify each other. Cyber weapons provide the proof, while psyops shape the interpretation. A power outage alone is chaos. A power outage paired with rumors of government incompetence is destabilization. Cyber attacks create events. Psyops decide what those events mean. For example, a cyber attack causes banking outages. Psyops frame it as an economic collapse. A data breach occurs. Psyops exaggerate leadership failure. Infrastructure disruption? Psyops spread fear, blame, and conspiracy. The public rarely sees the technical cause, only the emotional fallout.
Cyber attacks happen instantly. Fear spreads exponentially. Social media, bots, and misinformation campaigns turn technical incidents into public panic, political outrage, and loss of trust in institutions. Once fear takes hold, the attacker doesn't need to keep attacking. The population does the work for them.
Cyber weapons allow attackers to say, "That wasn't us." Psyops ensure someone else gets blamed. This fog of uncertainty delays response, it fractures alliances, and it turns its citizens against their own governments. Confusion is a weapon.
Why cyber warfare and psyops always go hand in hand? Because modern warfare isn't about defeating armies; it's about breaking belief systems. Cyber warfare attacks infrastructure, data, and communication. Psyops attack trust, morale, and perception of reality. Together, they create a battlefield where the enemy doesn't know what's real, the public doesn't know who to trust, and leaders are forced into reaction instead of control. And the scariest part, you don't need to win every battle, you just need to make people feel like they're always losing.
So cyber weapons open the door. Psychological warfare walks through it. And in a world where information moves faster than verification, the mind is often the primary target.
For all the precision, secrecy, and hype surrounding cyber warfare, one uncomfortable truth keeps surfacing. It doesn't always work the way the planners expect. In fact, some of the most ambitious cyber operations have backfired spectacularly, exposing limits, risks, and blind spots that no amount of code can fully eliminate.
One of the biggest flaws in cyber warfare is that it still relies on humans, and humans are unpredictable. Phishing campaigns fail because someone doesn't click the link. Malware spreads too fast because someone panics and plugs in an infected USB. Operators misjudge how quickly a system will be noticed or patched. And cyber weapons are often designed with surgical precision, but the moment they interact with real people, control starts to slip.
Many cyber operations assume they'll remain hidden indefinitely. In reality, defenders learn, adapt, and share information. Once a tool is discovered, it doesn't just fail, it gets reverse engineered, studied, and often turned into a defensive blueprint for the rest of the world. What was once a secret advantage becomes a public lesson.
Attackers rely on deniability but missteps, like reused infrastructure, coding fingerprints, or leaked documents, which can unravel that cover story. Even partial attribution can be enough to trigger sanctions, retaliation, or global condemnation. Cyber warfare thrives in the shadows, but shadows don't last forever.
Stuxnet's unintended legacy. Stuxnet was undeniably effective, but it also set up a dangerous precedent. Once exposed, it proved that weapons could escape their intended targets. Industrial systems nationwide or worldwide were vulnerable, and nation states were willing to cross a new line. Instead of keeping cyber warfare contained, Stuxnet opened the floodgates, accelerating a global cyber arms race.
Unlike traditional weapons, cyber tools don't respect borders. Malware spreads, systems are interconnected, and attack aimed at one country can ripple outward, disrupting hospitals, shipping companies, or infrastructure in completely unrelated nations. These unintended consequences undermine alliances and erode trust even among partners.
PSYOPs can destabilize an enemy, but they can also destabilize the attacker's own population. This information doesn't stay neatly contained. False narratives leak back home, corrode public trust, and blur reality for everyone involved. When truth becomes flexible, governments lose control of the narrative too.
Why do these failures keep happening? Technology is evolving faster than strategy. Cyber warfare moves at machine speed, but doctrine, laws, and ethics crawl behind it. Nations are often reacting instead of planning, deploying tools before fully understanding long-term consequences. By the time lessons are learned, the damage is already done.
Cyber warfare creates a dangerous sense of superiority, the belief that precision code equals precision outcomes. In reality, digital ecosystems are messy, interconnected, and chaotic. You can control the code, but you can't fully control the environment. Fucking goofy ass cat.
Traditional wars end with treaties, borders, or surrender. Cyber warfare has no clean finish line. Attacks invite retaliation. Retaliation invites escalation, and escalation becomes constant background noise. This creates a world of permanent low-grade conflict where mistakes are inevitable and accountability is rare.
Cyber warfare promised clean victories, silent battles, and total control. What it delivered was ambiguity, escalation, and a battlefield where everyone is exposed. The greatest failure of cyber warfare isn't technical, it's philosophical. Because when war becomes invisible, constant, and deniable, how could you ever know when it's over?
Cyber warfare doesn't look like war the way we were taught to recognize it. There are no air raid sirens, no front lines, no official declarations. Instead, it lives quietly in the background, inside power grids, hospitals, financial systems, social media feeds, and the devices we touch every single day. What makes it so dangerous isn't just the technology, it's the normalization. Attacks happen, systems go down, data leaks, and narratives shift, and life keeps moving. There's rarely accountability, rarely clarity, and almost never a sense of resolution. The conflict doesn't end, it just fades into the noise, and maybe that's the point. In a world where wars are fought through code and perception, victory isn't measured in territory or surrender. It's measured in confusion, distrust, and how much uncertainty people are willing to live with before they stop questioning it altogether. Cyber warfare doesn't need to conquer nations. It just needs to make reality unstable enough that no one's sure what to believe anymore.
When a war can be fought without you ever knowing it's happening, how would you know whether you're already losing?
So, before we end out with this one,
Okay.
what do you have to add about the cyber warfare?
I remember being in school, and when we were getting ready for school, my mom would put on the news or whatever, and just a lot of times they were talking about cyber warfare and blah 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 and whatever. And at the time, I was as a child, and you don't really notice it, nor do you really care because you're more worried about other shit. I think. I don't know. I don't really, have an opinion on it.
I mean, we all knew it was happening at this point, and we know it's going to keep happening, and it's going to keep getting worse. My thing is how do we know whether something, for instance, all the data leaks, quote unquote, that keeps happening with over and over with the same companies? How do we know that that's not just another country doing it versus a hacker when they don't ever say? How do we, as citizens, are we supposed to interpret what is going on? Because For instance, AT&T, it keeps happening to them. I think Google's had it multiple times. I'd say Wells Fargo, but Wells Fargo is just shit all around, so I can't really say anything about them. There was another company where it's happened multiple times, like over and over and over. And it's always data leaks or, stolen identities and whatnot. And it's always from the same companies. You know what I mean?
Yeah. In the, what we were talking about, for the average person, you don't really notice it. Because it's one of those things with, like, anything they talk about, once they, like, just keep talking about it, it's like, okay, I don't care.
Yeah.
It happens, whatever, happening to, like, the big companies, it's bound to happen because there's a lot of companies that still run on shit they first used and haven't updated or changed at all.
That's very true.
But they don't change it because, it'll cost them millions or billions of dollars or however much, and it takes time and all that shit. So that's why they don't do it, and that's why their shit so...
Shit?
Shit. Their shit so garbage, and it keeps happening to them.
Yeah. Oh, is that your opinion? Okay. Do you think it happens more than they like to let on, the cyber warfare stuff?
Yeah.
Because, I don't really hear about it happening like other countries, really. I thought we would hear a lot of it with the Ukraine and Russian thing happening, but we really don't hear a lot of... yes, we hear about the drones, and we hear about the constant fighting and their power outages from the bombs, but we don't really hear about the cyber part of it, you know what I mean? I guess with them turning the power off, they don't really have much cyber, but,
I think...
not really the point.
When it comes to, an actual war, you can only go so far with it before it's like, okay, we've already seen this.
Yeah.
Because, what else can you really do besides get intelligence on your enemy and whatever they're doing?
And taking control of their power.
And that's it. What else is there really to do? Because you can't really, hack a tank because it's its own thing.
At least not yet.
Yeah. And then your average Joe Schmo sitting in a trench somewhere, what does it matter to him?
Yeah, that's
He's
true.
more concerned about catching a round to the head or being blown up by a drone or getting a grenade thrown in his trench or an artillery shell landing on him.
Or hell, when the next time he might find food.
Yeah, so I don't know. I think in the case of an actual war, it only goes so far.
That's very true.
You can only get so much out of it. And then you were saying with the data leaks. Well, what data are they leaking? Are they leaking my address, my name, whatever?
How many times I've called this one person?
What are these hackers getting out of it?
Yeah, that's very true.
Oh no, because you can't find someone's digital footprint on the internet.
Oh, it's so easy. You can stop it. You can type in any phone number and it'll give you their name, their address, part of their phone number. It'll give you all their information if you just pay $1.99 on most sites.
Yeah. So I guess it just like I said earlier, just hearing it so much, you just kind of go, okay. And
Which point?
How does this affect me?
Yeah. I always thought it was really funny with the ransomware. It was the stupidest thing to me. Because they would always go on to, computers that have, no important shit. Okay, well, I'll just destroy the thing and I'll redo it again.
I just get a new computer. What's your point?
Either that or just reset the whole computer. Oh, no. I've lost the third birthday party of blah, 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 blah. That I can't just totally get again.
Yeah.
I always thought that was really funny. Well,
But, I think the only people who really fall for the ransomware stuff are old people.
Oh, 100%.
Usually the boomers.
Sorry, not sorry.
Not really. I'm not sorry. Boomers suck.
Oh, give me the 3 Bitcoins worth of money and I'll give you your shit back.
And then they do it, and then all of a sudden fucking grandma doesn't have retirement anymore.
Yeah. Grandma, what happened? Oh, I had to get my computer unlocked. In Bitcoin.
Oh, fucking. Any chance I get to shit talk the boomers, I'll do it. Just because it's funny. They kind of deserve it.
They get so mad.
They do. They do get mad.
Do you know of any good movies that are about cyber? I know there's the one with the Benedict Cumberbatch. That one was a pretty good one. They kind of used cyber stuff, but it was more like unlocking the code unlocking the vocal stuff from the enemy by using their own like codes and whatnot. So I think that's technically like early when they first started kind of doing it in the espionage
Stuff.
circle, but
Ghost in the Shell.
oh, that is a good one, isn't it?
The movies, the TV shows.
I forgot about that one.
The whole thing is like cyber, like kind of like a spy thriller, but not really.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of it's in the future. So there's a lot of like hacking stuff and blah 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 and whatever.
Side note: it always makes me really laugh when you see a realistic movie about hackers and they're just typing away on a screen with tons of
numbers
and letters and shit. And I'm like, yeah, I know damn well that's not what you're doing.
Yeah.
Y'all are silly.
I don't know.
There's not really a lot of movies that I watch that have that.
Well, not where it's like the main focus, at least.
No. I mean, I've seen a few where it's military movies that have it, yes, but they're not. They might make it talk about it for like 5 minutes and then they're done. Nothing else for the rest of the movie.
Oh, here you go. Real life example in the army for. I'm assuming it's all branches too. Every once in a while, you have to do like a cyber security awareness thing. So you got to get a certificate for it.
Really?
Yeah, and a lot of it's very like stuff you should already know.
I know y'all get in a lot of trouble if you plug a USB drive into y'all's computers.
Oh yeah, they will fucking CID will come get your ass and throw your ass in the slammer.
Was it you who told me about that? That one of y'all's guys did it and then got in huge trouble?
I don't know.
I remember somebody was telling me about that their dude got caught putting a USB drive because he needed to print something off the USB for something, and he got his ass fucking reamed and like he got MP'd and all sorts of shit.
Yeah,
I mean, there was nothing on it that would have hurt anything, but still, it's the fact that he did it.
Yeah, it's because those laptops they give you, they're classified stuff. Mm-hmm. So if you put something in there, they're gonna know. They'll come get you.
Dun,
you
dun,
get in
dun.
trouble and whatever. But yeah, the cybersecurity awareness, whatever. It's a long ass test. Everybody cheats on it. You go do it and you print it out and be like, "Yep, I'm cybersecurity certified." And it's just like, don't share your information with people. Don't leave out sensitive items. Don't leave yourself logged into things. Blah 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 blah. All that shit.
They funny enough at my job, they recently started doing more cybersecurity stuff, and they had a whole Zoom meeting with everybody about it. About we're gonna start testing you people on bad emails. So like, reminder: don't click links. Don't open unknown emails, blah, 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 blah. And then what happens? Somebody sends me one, hey, is this for real?
Fucking dumbass. Yeah.
I was like, come on now. I know damn well y'all are smarter than that.
Yeah.
Maybe not, but I hope so. I really hope so, because they all make my job harder if you don't.
Yeah.
Which, did I tell you we do have a computer at work that has malware on it?
Yeah, you told me.
I think one or two. Just randomly, and I'm like,
You know, let's consult the Demon Box about cyber warfare movies.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I forgot to look them up this time. I don't know of any games that have it either.
Cyberpunk.
Well, yeah. But that's more, I think, just normal hacking and not cyber warfare.
Well,
they do take out the power grid for a little bit out in the desert, don't they?
Yeah, you go and destroy the power grid to take out that the AV or whatever it's called.
Yeah. So I guess technically that would fall under it.
Okay, I've Googled it.
Just playing with the little box.
Google, what are you looking at, little man? Google says 0 Days, War Games, Black Hat, Live Free or Die Hard, Eagle Eye, Kill Chain Takedown, The Net.
Tron? I didn't even think about that.
The Perfect Weapon, Terminator 3.
Oh.
And I'm assuming this is like some kind of talk show, whatever it's called, Ashley Madison, Sex, Lies, and Cyber Attacks.
That is a wide range of things on that last one.
Yeah, those are like just like the first results that pop up, but I'm sure there's a lot
There probably are a lot.
A lot more.
I've only heard about 2 or 3 of those. Obviously, we've all heard of Terminator.
Yeah, because they keep making movies out of it.
Tron, but I don't know. I wouldn't have considered that a war, like a cyber warfare thing.
Well, the character's a computer hacker.
Oh. I mean, I guess.
I guess.
I guess. Do you think that Tom Clancy's games have cyber warfare in them?
Some of them are. Like, some characters have, like, that ability to, do the hacky stuff or whatever.
Hacky sack.
The Splinter Cell games do.
Oh, yeah, they do, don't they?
Because they're, you're a spy or whatever I only played one and I vaguely know about it. But yeah, Splinter Cell, it's all about high spies and espionage and killing people and blah 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 blah. Splinter Cell is Tom Clancy, isn't it?
I thought so.
I'm pretty sure it is. Let's see.
Is there any in Helldivers?
The most you do is push buttons on a terminal, and that's it.
Beep boop up.
Pretty much.
I don't have any under my list that has any.
See what the
demon box says.
What the demon box says.
Yeah, I don't. It's not my style of like gameplay, I guess.
Ooh,
to have things like that in it.
Deus Ex.
What?
Deus Ex.
Deus Ex.
DEUSX.
Yeah, Deus Ex.
Yeah, Deus.
I don't know. I don't know how to say it. I'm just saying it's.
Yeah.
Alien Isolation, I guess.
I mean, you hack computers, but I want to say it's a game about cyber warfare. Apparently, Assassin's Creed.
Technically, I could see that one because of like it says, the Animus.
Yeah. Call of Duty and Battlefield, they have like a couple missions where the plot for the mission revolves around cyber warfare.
Plot thickens. Batman Arkham.
Yeah. Oracle or Barbara Gordon helps Batman with information stuff. I wouldn't say BioShock does.
What about what is it called? The dude with Claptrap.
Borderlands?
Yeah. Do you think Claptrap or that would technically fall under it?
No.
What about Half-Life?
Half-Life? No. There's Blade Runner. Nah, not really though.
Honestly, I don't know anything about Blade Runner.
It's about.
What about any of the Metro games?
No, that's like post-apocalypse. There's no computer anythings really. Let's see.
What about that outer space when we play?
Which one? So that's a lot. No Man's Sky.
Yeah, you do technically go against the Centennials and you go wipe them out and hack them and fuck their world up.
Yeah, but I don't know.
Fallout.
Yeah, like a lot of these games are.
They're more hacky than cyber.
They have like hacking mini games, but it's not like the main focus.
Yeah.
Like I said with like the last episode.
I think it'd be cool if they could figure out a way to make that into a game.
I guess. Like I said with like the last. In the last episode, with psychological warfare, it's more like a side thing than it is like the main focus.
I would say a really good one. I had it, and then you. I was listening to you, and now I forgot it. Hold on.
Yeah.
It'll come back.
This one, Fallout, you hack the robots. GTA 5 at least. You hack into like to computers and whatever to.
There we go.
Progress
Sid
levels
Meier's
and shit.
There we go. Sid Meier's. Almost all of them have in a section that when you get to it, you can unlock like the spy stuff and the cyber stuff, and you can go into some pretty good detail on those, and it helps you understand it from a state and nation level. It's pretty interesting.
So there's like a lot of these, like all these games they're showing and whatever. It's mostly just like it's a side thing than it is the
whole shtick.
Yeah, or it's just like a mini game you play for whatever to progress. But it's not, like I said, not the main focus.
Yeah. I feel like it'd be kind of hard as a game to make it the whole focus.
Yeah. Without it being very
Political.
boring. Well, I would just say boring.
That works. All right. Well, do you have anything else to add? I definitely think it could get worse.
It could be worse. It arguably could be worse.
Because if we get into, like, the futuristic weapons that everybody thinks we will, like say, for instance, some of the more futuristic military weapons where they have to have their fingerprint to unlock the gun or to use the gun, which means it has some kind of cybernetics in it, or, like, more advanced tanks or more advanced weaponry like that has to be, like, connected somehow. Mm-hmm. I feel like that's where we're going to go downhill really, really fast with cyber warfare.
Yeah. I know, like, some companies have gun safes and whatever that you need to use your fingerprint to open them.
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't trust it.
I don't know.
My luck, I'll burn my finger, have a blister on that finger one day, and somebody's breaking in, and I need that one finger. You know?
Shit.
I mean, I doubt that's the only way to get into it, but still.
No, there's a key. Usually you get a key to go with it, too, just in case. I guess, really, just don't share your passwords with people. If you're old and some dude says he needs, like, $100 worth of Google Play cards, don't buy them.
Yes, God's sakes. If somebody calls you and says, hey, I am your niece. I might sound different, but I need your help. Don't give them fucking money.
Yeah.
Verify first with, I don't know, their parent or something. Stop opening emails from princes from Africa.
I don't know. I don't think they don't really do that one anymore.
I think the last time I got one, I was in middle school when I first opened my email.
Exactly. They don't really do that one anymore. I mean, usually, like, a lot of the...
Now they're on 90 Days Fiancé when they do it.
Yeah. Like, a lot of the emails I get that are, clearly scams or whatever.
I get the Apple iCloud, the Norton antivirus subscription receipt, Coinbase I get from them. They're like, oh, we saw you are ready for your deposit and we're initiating it. And I'm like, I've never had a Coinbase, but okay.
Yeah. A lot of the times you can tell because the email is a little off or...
Spelling mistakes
or the image they use is very, very low quality. Mm-hmm. And you're like, okay, clearly this is not... Who the fuck is going to fall for it? Who the fuck is going to fall for it? Old people will.
Old people. And people with no sense.
Clearly, yeah.
And if you ever get an invoice from somebody and you don't know who that somebody is, and you don't know, or you don't remember buying anything, don't fucking pay it. How about that?
Yeah. Another thing, like, I've experienced, like, on dating apps, those people who will match with you, and you, like, talk for a little bit, and then all of a sudden they're asking for money. Not real. But that's just more like a phishing thing, I guess.
I don't know. I think, honestly, I know we were about to close, but I think, honestly, if a nation is going to start a cyber warfare thing, I feel like the easiest way to do that without actually causing any damage would be to fuck with the people in military.
Oh, they do.
On dating sites, to get them either out of their mind or off the mind or, things like that, and to do it massively. Yeah,
I know, like, on some places, I think, like, around the Capitol specifically, mm-hmm. like, people, usually, to me, from what I've seen, it seems like a lot, it's like if you match with, like, specifically, like, Chinese people, that most likely they'll be a spy, and they'll try to get info out of you. From what I've seen, like, a lot of the stories I've seen,
it's now it might be the Russians, but...
I doubt it. A lot of what I've seen, it's, people, like I said, around the Capitol area, so D.C. and all that shit, they'll match with a Chinese person and, like, boom, spy.
I mean... I guess it's smart. It is a dating app, and it's the one time that people start letting down their boundaries, really, because they're like, "Oh no, that's not going to happen to me."
And then, boom! Next thing you know,
it happens to them.
Yeah, next thing you know, they're asking for a picture of your cack, and they're like,
"I don't believe you're military. Show me your cack." Not your cock, your cack.
Your cack.
We're not from Boston.
For those of you who don't know, it's a common access card. You use it to get on posts and
do your military things.
Log on and look at your pay and whatever.
And if you're higher up, log into the computers.
Well, yeah, you do it. You do that at any rank.
Well, yeah.
But that's all I got.
That's all I got. I do think that there is a lot going on in this country that is happening because of cyber warfare. And we are just being blinded by it at this point. Especially with everything going on in the world with Russia, Ukraine, Venezuela, what else? China. Maybe the Koreans. The bad ones, not the good ones. I can never remember which one it is.
North Korea.
Okay.
They say it like 20,000 times all the time.
And I'm still gonna say my brain's like, are we sure? Because I don't want to be rude to the wrong one.
It's the country that touches China.
Anyways, and then of course all of the, what is it, Israel and Jews?
Yeah.
Israel's and Jews. I think everything's just going on right now. There could be a lot of things going on in this country that we just don't know about, and they're hiding it by bringing up all of these massive things. Like, of course, the Epstein files keep being brought up, and that's all you see in the news for a little bit. And then, oh no, this lady's mom went missing. Oh no, that's such a small thing. But I mean, it's not small, but it's one small thing in this giant country of things going wrong. I wonder what they're hiding. You know.
Yeah.
So that's kind of my thing. Well.
Thanks for wandering through history with us on Echoes of the Past.
If you liked what you heard, subscribe, rate us, and tell that one friend who still quotes fun facts at parties.
And remember, history repeat itself.
But we promise not to.
See you in the next Echo.